Hey, check it out. You're smoking with your boy Joe Thunder. This podcast brought to you by Be Good Dispensar, our official sponsor. Bringing you the latest and greatest in hip hop and the arts and cannabis culture. With co-host Elvis Freshleee and DJ Sin. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Joe Thunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking with Joe Thunder. Real quick, I just want y'all to know today is a great day to be alive. I got my good homie Elvis Freshleee in the building.
Yo, one home.
How you doing, brother?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. What's going on with you?
I'm chilling, man. Been grinding all day. I see you rolling up to that Unicorn Tears, right?
Yeah. No, hey, we're about to roll up the unicorn.
Oh, we're about
Tears.
to? Okay.
This is the Skunkberry, though.
Oh, that's from the med side.
Yeah.
Where's the med at?
That's on 80 South Pennsylvania in Denver, Colorado. Go check it out.
Right. And if you need that rec, you just simply go to 11 West Hampton Boulevard, right on the corner of Broadway and Hampton.
Or 114th and Cherokee in North Glen.
Right now they got those $69 half ounces out the door. Wow. But check it out. We got DJ Sin in the house.
What is up? How y'all doing?
Living. Like I said, great day.
It's good to see y'all.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got a real special guest in the house today. We got the homie DNA sitting in with us.
What it do, my boy?
It's chilling.
DNA.
Hell yeah.
And, man, I don't even know, man, if y'all ready for this, because these last couple episodes we've been hitting y'all with, man, have been hitters straight across the board, like top-notch cats. I almost said motherfuckers, but I try to remember not.
Anyway.
It's all right.
But some of them don't fuck mothers.
All right.
So we have to keep it, you know.
You could do it, brother. You could do it.
I know I just got to put it
It's all good. We're adults.
Yeah. But like I said, we bringing you hitters left and right, man, and we got another one. We got a real, like, almost legend OG in the building, man. He's been part of the first mixtape, show here in Denver. I mean, it started since, the KDKO days, and he's still doing it today, rocking for you. We got Ricky O. What's going on?
Ricky O.
It's like an honor to be here with you.
Stop it.
Brother Joe.
Stop
and DJ Sin. I love you, Sin.
Love you too.
And Elvis and you, my brother. And my pops is in the house,
Right,
too.
we got your dad in the house. Introduce yourself real quick.
I'm Rick Hill's father.
One of the best drummers to ever come out of the Mile High, Colorado
Richard
area.
Sr. So we're all here. And I'm blessed to be here. So
And we're
thank
breathing.
you very much.
We're so
Like I
happy
said,
to
great
have
day
you.
to be alive. You know what I mean?
Breathing the smoke.
Exactly. That good llama.
It's like
We getting high.
the
That's
Smoking
Zaza,
Joe
you know what I mean?
podcast, right?
Smoking
Smoking
Joe
Joe
Thunder
Thunder.
podcast.
Smoking Joe Thunder podcast.
With Elvis
Smoking
Freshleee
with
and
Joe
Sin.
Thunder.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what we do. People smoke.
Well, I am smoking with Joe Thunder
are.
right now.
That's what happens when you hang out
And
with them.
DJ Sin.
Right.
When you hang out with Joe,
And
you
Elvis.
smoke with Joe.
You
Pops and
definitely
everybody.
smoke. You
Right.
definitely
DNA.
smoke, man. You, know what I
DNA
mean? You
in
might
the
have to
house.
actually chill a little bit while it wears off a little bit, and
Okay.
then have to drive home. Or we might have to get you a ride, a car, your Uber, or something.
That's
you know what I'm
fine,
saying?
brother. You know, I trust you guys. I trust you.
Appreciate that.
I'll let Sin give me a ride home. It's all
There you
good.
go. There you go.
It's all
I
good.
got you. I
Hell
got you.
yeah.
I know you do. That's all.
Hey, so for the people that don't know who you are, man, just give them a little introduction, who you are, you know what I mean? Kind of like where you grew up, what area, you know what I'm saying? How
We
you
go that far back.
that far back, bro. I'm pretty close to you, so it's not that far back,
Okay.
bro. 'Cause I look good, you know what I mean? I got
Well,
good hair, you know?
hey,
That's the weed, you know?
well, it's like an OG interview and an OG, so
Exactly.
I
But
trust
you're
that.
you're definitely above me, though, man. I look up to you, bro,
Yeah.
because like without you, there wouldn't be people like me or half the DJs in this town. You know what I mean?
and I appreciate that.
That's
I
an
always-
honor to you,
I
bro.
try to be humble and stay humble and stay grounded.
You did some of like the first shit. Like I'm just gonna jump into it real quick. You were like one of the first people. You get promos when you work in the radio, and they would be copies, and you get 4 copies, and like you said, you would get 4 turntables.
Yes.
And one homie goes in one room, and you're in the other.
Yes.
And you guys are remixing the songs. You're scratching while he's. You know
Doing
what I
the
mean?
mix, and then
Exactly.
we
And then
trade
trade
places.
off. Talk about that shit. 'cause
And
you guys-
hosting the
They
show.
weren't doing that shit back then. New York was doing that shit.
Yeah.
Then. No one else.
Exactly,
Us
yes.
And New York. And we really don't get props for that.
No, Denver won't get props
Never.
for doing that, but it was like the
We were
same
doing it
time.
at the same time.
The same time that DJ Red Alert and them cats, Mr. Magic, them
Exactly.
cats were in New York. We had Danny Harris, one of my mentors, and he was the music director at KDKO at the time when I first started.
Right.
Doing my internship, because it was an internship. I did it the right way. I got on I told you I was the Jefferson County Youth Program.
For about a week or two.
And they had me, I had to work at Arvada High for like 2 weeks and scrape gum off the
Scraping,
bottom of
cleaning, sweeping the halls.
the desks and mop the bathroom and clean the chalkboards and all that. But my counselor promised me that I'm gonna get you where you want to be. He told
That's
me
dope.
you wanted to get into radio. That's your dream. So this is what we're gonna do for you. So 2 weeks later, she called me up and gave me the opportunity to work at KPPL,
Right.
107.5. That was where KS is at right now.
Yeah.
But it was an adult contemporary station back
Right.
then. And I did like a month internship, like three and a half weeks. My girl, Debbie Cita Baca, pulled me in. So she was my counselor, my mentor over at that station. And she worked there under the general manager. And so she was like one of the bigwigs that accepted me into the internship there. But I was blessed because that's where I got to meet my compadre, who I get to do the Latin Soul Party with to this day,
Right.
Mr. Danny Valenzuela. He's like one of Denver's best engineers. Most of the radio stations, transmitters, he built and maintained, AM and FM here in Denver, Colorado, back in the day. And that's what he originally does. Now, he transformed into the medical field, but that was his forte. He repaired and updated and expanded all the radio stations all in Denver, Colorado.
New technology.
So, and he knew everybody at KDKO. So when me and him got to be friends, and he DJs too, he spun all over town. Rachel's was one of his big haunts. That's where all the Chicanos used to go over there. Rachel's Lounge, off of what's that, 56th and Sheridan, Dad, over there. Is that the right spot, right address? And he boomed that for a long time. He used to do La Fiesta. We weren't too far from that over here at 5 Points. A couple of weeks ago for Juneteenth, but he used to do La Fiesta back in his heyday and had that packed. So, and he's originally from El Paso, but he taught me a lot, took me under his wing. We made mixtapes together, had me over for dinner. And
you guys are talking about that.
and got to know my parents, because my mom and dad were always with me back then, so.
Well, real quick, talk about how it started, though. Like, you were doing your thing, making the mixtapes,
Okay.
and he wasn't feeling good, right?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Having a bad day.
So, since we're talking about Danny, he introduced me to Carlos Lando. Carlos Lando was the program director at KDKO back in about 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. And he was the midday guy, too. And he got me in when my internship ended at KPPL. I had opportunity to do the internship, keep it going at KDKO.
Right.
So he pulled me in over there, and I got to meet. He asked me what I wanted to do, Carlos, and my counselor, and she said, "Well, let's get you in. Let's get you in and do what you want to do." I said, "I want to work in programming and the music department," because I was always interested in being a program director and doing music too.
Right.
The
It was in
music,
your blood
the
from your
music
youth.
director. So that's where they put me. That's where I was based at, music director and programming, under Carlos Lando and Danny Harris. So right away, I wasn't like naive to everything. I kind of knew, a little bit about radio, but I was ready to learn more, and get deeper into it.
And you were young, right? You were 17?
Yes. When I did my
Wow,
internship,
17.
I was still in high school
Hell yeah,
when
that's
I
tight.
was doing my
Been in it.
internship.
You had a bomb-ass
long
counselor,
time.
I'll say
So,
that.
oh yeah, Bobby. I remember you, Bobby. She took care of me. But meeting Danny Harris and Carlos Lando, they pulled me in right away. Expected me to start doing a lot of stuff because they seen I had natural way about it and talent, and already knew how to mix.
Right.
So I know when I was chopping it up with Joe yesterday, and we kind of talked about this. Danny Harris, and I was his intern.
Right.
And I was with him right there. I used to stay late and watch him do the show. The legendary original mixed show in Denver, Colorado was the House Party on KDKO, Monday through Friday from 10 to midnight. And he wasn't feeling good. I guess he was having problems or something like that on his phone. He said, "Go ahead, Ricky." I said, "I'm not going to announce you, but go ahead and sit in
And take over.
and take over."
Take control of the reins.
I had a blast, man. You know, and of course, you know, they had all the records,
Right.
all the new
So you was
releases, and
killing it.
You weren't nervous at all?
5 copies. I was nervous,
Yeah,
but I've,
but it was.
over the years, I've learned to embrace my nervousness and turn it
Yeah.
into positive.
Tell them what happened to you that night. You got to talk with Michael Jackson.
Oh well, that was another day. That was another day.
Michael Jackson.
Well, I'll tell that we'll tell that story in a little bit. But this particular night when I had to sit in
Right.
and do the sit in on the house party,
You killed it.
that was like my audition. A week later, Danny came to me, sat me down because I was going in like every day. You know, that was my job now, so I was going in I do like the afternoon shift, so I go in like about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'd stay till like about midnight. And he said, "Well, I liked how you worked it, Ricky-O, so this is what I want to do. I want to bring you on Friday night with me, but we're going to rock 4 turntables. I'll be 2 turntables in the main studio. You get the 2 in the production room, and we're going to go live and rock 4 turntables."
Right.
So,
And how old were you at this time?
17.
This is still 17. Okay.
And y'all
So,
rocking.
so that's what we did. I took a crate in the studio. He had his 2 crates in the main, and I was able to go, you know, if I needed something from his crate or he needed something from mine.
Do you remember any of the kind of things that you guys really kind of like remix or kind of like, you know what I mean? Some of your
Well,
favorites.
I would definitely say at that time stuff that was hitting would probably be like Art of Noise by Beatbox, you know, or Beatbox Art of Noise, you know, and Tour de France, you know, the Kraftwerk, stuff like that. But we were playing Run DMC when they first came out. Houdini.
Exactly.
We busted out Houdini 5 Minutes of Funk. Like, this story is cool because we get record packages like every day.
Right.
They would mail them to us, and we'd get like 10 copies of everything, at least from the majors, you know.
Right.
The independents, we might only get 2. We opened up the package, Jive Records, was Friends, and 5 Minutes of Funk. We were in audition, and this was like an hour before we went on at 10, and we were putting them in queue while he was doing his regular show. And we liked Friends, you know, Friends was sitting, that's the one record company he was working on. But the B-side was 5 Minutes of Funk, and
Classic. That's like one of my favorite songs of all time.
we liked that one more, you know, so let's kick off with that one. So I had made him a real cool intro, kind of like yours, you know, for the podcast here. Made him a real nice intro, and he used it all the time. So that's what we did. We played the intro and busted out 5 Minutes of Funk, first time ever in all the United States.
God damn.
Wow.
And we mixed it. We had to mix it for like about 10 minutes
Right.
because the phones were blowing off the hook.
Off the hook.
Say, who is that? Who is that? You know. Finally went on, like after it, put the instrumental on, you mixed it in, and went and opened the mics, introduced the show, opened the show with our voices, and say, you just heard brand new Houdini, 5 Minutes of Funk. We busted it out first.
Hell
It's so
yeah.
cool that
Coast
you
to
got
coast.
to experience to play music that way. Like, you know, just to be one of the first to play.
It was
that.
really a dream come true,
Yeah,
Sin,
I'm
you know.
sure.
I was like in my world there. That was like an experience I'll never forget.
For
Yeah.
real, huh? Hey, you know one of my favorite ones, Houdini, is the fucking haunted house. To
Oh,
Mix
yeah.
Too. That
And then
their
we-
very first one.
I prefer the vocoder version, the one. If you didn't come to party, take your dead ass home. That one. I love that version.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, that was the first time I did the mix show. So I was doing that almost every night with him. Or sometimes he took off, I had to do it myself, you know, by myself.
Holding it down.
And that's when I would invite my friend, you know, Danny Valenzuela to come sit in with me, or other friend that I do the show with, Jammin' Joe Cerna. We love Jammin' Joe. He'd come and sit in with me. Or our other friend that is a big radio name in Denver, Colorado, legend, Mr. Paul Chavez. He was part of the KDKO crew.
Okay.
And he would host the show, and I'd be there right there with him, mixing with him too. So we'd trade off, and it was a good experience. But that involved into me just being a part-time air personality too. So like my dad said, what was it, the Triumph? What was it? It wasn't the Triumph tour. It was the The Jacksons were at Mile High
Yeah,
Stadium.
when they came, just the Jackson family.
They did two
shows.
two shows at Mile High Stadium.
I seen them one night.
I got to go too because
yeah.
of KDKO. I was up in the rafters, but I was happy. You know. So.
How old are you?
And this had to be I just turned 18 then because I was a little bit older.
I was a little kid, so you are older than me. No, I'm just playing.
And what it was is now my dad is over here. You know, saying I got to interview Michael Jackson. I didn't get to interview Michael Jackson because he was on stage. But I had to go. I was on the air during the second show because I went to see the first show Friday night. So I was on Saturday night. And Cheryl Steele, our news director at KDKO, called me up. Said, put me on, Ricky O. So we got to talk about, you know, the concert and all that stuff. So she wanted to go out. So I was already on the air, so I put her up the first time. Like I think this is like the first time I was running the board by myself, doing a regular show. And I put her on, put the phone on, put her on, and me and her ended up talking for like 20 minutes about Michael Jackson and the Jacksons live in concert. Almost like, you know, it was like crazy. We didn't even realize what time it was. I think I forgot to do the legal ID. We were so much into it.
Yeah, I was just in the zone, huh?
And I recorded it. So, and I gave it to Carlos, and Carlos was kind of impressed with that. You know, I mean, you know, he critiqued it. You know, said, well, you probably should have did this and that, but overall, you did pretty good, Ricky.
Right.
You know, so it was pretty cool.
Let's backtrack a little because I did kind of just jump into it. What was your big assignment while you were an intern at KDKO?
My biggest assignment?
Yeah, one of the legendary events that's happened in Colorado. Talk about that.
Well, you know, I had to work in every department. So, I mean, it probably didn't even have nothing to do with music, but...
I'm talking about the B-Boy Summit.
You were talking about the big old breakdance thing back in 80.
Now, you said that was your big theme when you were intern. You lined up a lot of shit that kind of
Well,
put it on you.
The Denver Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you there?
No, fuck no. I wish I was there. You know what I mean? I wish I was there for sure.
Well, I took my mom and dad over there. There were so many people there, hell, Pops. I mean, it was unbelievable. I never seen so many people
Was it crazy?
in my life. Hanging off the rafters, and remember, they just built the brand new...
They were on top of the dome piece
that-
thing, the
that-
little like archway.
That was brand new.
They were hanging on that shit, watching the whole event.
Yeah, they were hanging off. We had Kevin Brown, which was the morning guy at KDKO, was MC the event, and he had to tell him, "Be careful out there, because we all know nobody falling off the rafters."
Yeah, you can hear him in the video. He's not even like telling him, "Hey."
Yeah, the kids were going crazy though, but that was like they brought in Rocksteady crew
Right.
for the main event, but they had like the DNS Connection and the Radioactive, all the old school b-boy groups back then, you know, battled each other.
Right.
And Radioactive judged the contest, you know, so it was cool.
And whoever won got to be in Beat Street, right?
Well, they
were
put them
supposed
in, like,
to.
in some commercials and stuff. Like, they ended up doing some stuff
That's funny.
later on, and I think they even the winner of the crew, they pulled them out East Coast and presented them out there. The Rocksteady crew had to do something out in the East Coast, and they invited the winner out there to see. We're coast to coast, worldwide now. B-boying is growing, so breakdancing and hip hop and everything was just exploding at that time. So it was a cool thing. So I was just blessed to be a part of it,
Right.
Yeah.
Brother Joe. So it was cool, but that was like one thing I'll never forget. And I had to help, you know, get all the music together for all the break groups. You know,
You were
they
saying
had
you had to put them on tapes because they
certain-
didn't want nothing
Oh
skipping.
yeah, we didn't want nothing skipping, so I had to put everything on cassette. We had those one cassettes.
If you don't know what a cassette is,
Do you remember a cassette?
I remember
Yeah, of
cassette.
course.
But
Do
some of
you
these
remember-
youngsters might
Do
not.
you remember
cassettes.
cassettes?
I
barely
made
remember a
mixtapes.
cassette.
I know
Actually,
you
this
did.
cat Rashid
But
gave
I mean,
us
I did,
cassettes.
But I was.
I want one. If you still have
I'm
one.
saying no. I just made I just put songs on
yeah.
a mixtape, but I didn't do it
The
for
pause
long
button?
because CDs came like quick.
Did you use the pause button?
Uh-huh.
Or were you mixing actually?
No, I wasn't. I was just adding songs. Like I remember.
Yeah, waiting for the song to come on and then push and record.
Yeah.
Or record from the radio?
Yeah.
That's cool. See, I did that too when I was
Everyone did
coming
that
up. though.
shit. Put the little,
I love my
piece of
cassette.
paper in the
Yeah.
corner so you could
I
record.
Jump up as soon as your shit started playing, like,
Oh shit!
Never
I gotta
danced
catch
like the
it.
first 4 seconds of that. shit.
Right.
I never bought pre-recorded tapes, but I loved the blank tapes. I was, you know what? That was part of my allowance of pops. First thing I went with my little
Go buy blanks.
$5 was go buy blanks, yeah, or maybe a record, you know, or two.
You remember your first couple records?
My first couple records, well, I had to do a little thing about on KUVO a couple weeks back because we were talking about Record Day on the KUVO a couple weeks back. So my very first record, and this would probably be corny to you guys, but it was
That you bought though, not that you got
no,
it.
that I didn't buy it. I received it.
Okay.
I was 2 years old. I did know how to put the needle to the groove on the record player.
Needle to the.
I used to get my hand stuck in the record player all the time because it was an old Montgomery Awards record player that you used to have to
Did you
pop
buy that
out.
shit on Broadway? The big old
My dad
Castle
used to
Montgomery
work
Awards
there.
back in the day?
Yeah, I worked there.
You worked there? Oh shit! I call that shit like the Enterprise. It reminds me of the shit from New Jack City. It used to be Montgomery Awards, like 10 stories high, right there on Broadway in Alameda. To get GI Joes and records.
G.I. Joe.
GI Joes and records. They sell records there too.
Yeah, they did.
You go to the third floor, it's like bargain basement. They had all kinds of cheap
Yeah.
shit.
I used to repair that stuff. I used to fix all that stuff that would break or get damaged. I'd fix it, repaint it, take the dent out, and redo it. And, you know, they
sold it.
put it back out and resell it again.
They had all the dope video games. I remember that shit. You go there, play video games, Atari and shit. I'm really dating myself now, but fuck y'all.
It's all right. We're
said
traveling
Montgomery
back in
Awards.
time.
For real, dog. I'm
Because Ricky
saying,
O's
bro.
in the building.
Like, real quick, to go to Montgomery Awards, bro, was like a
Montgomery
treat,
Awards,
bro,
yeah.
because they had like 3 different like video game systems, like 100 games, and this is before Nintendo and all that bullshit. And then they had toys, and they had like fucking
Yeah.
records, bro. Like, real quick one.
I used
They
to
had
watch
everything.
Montgomery Awards.
I was into like heavy metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, "You can go ahead and buy a record." So I was like, "All right." So I went and bought this fucking Black Sabbath with this devil baby on the motherfucking cover. My mom looked at me like, "You are fucking tripping. You better put that back." So then I put it back and grabbed Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Yeah, grab Run DMC and then fucking I couldn't buy no heavy metal records. But yeah, Montgomery Awards fool was the lick, bro. I'm telling you. Where was that at? Right there on Alameda and Broadway, and it was like literally like a
What were you
building 10
telling-
stories tall, and it was
You remember
fucking
when the-
huge, bro.
You do the CD tapes that
Wow.
would break in. You would
Right
have
across
to
the
slice
street
it
was a
from
place
sides,
that
or
sold
you would
nothing
do
but big
something
screen
that they
TVs.
didn't know how to do, or you were doing.
There's like a Subway right there right now. There's a Kinko's. Like,
There
yeah.
was a couple Montgomery Awards. Right?
Well, yeah, there was one in the mall. There was one at Lakeside Mall, but that was like the
Yeah.
spot. You know what I'm saying? That was the shit.
Everywhere else was in the suburbs.
Yeah.
But I remember, like my dad just reminded me though, I would buy cassettes, and I remember you guys used to go to Radio Shack. Did you used to love Radio Shack?
Yeah.
I loved Radio Shack.
Yeah.
That's where I got the first mixer.
That's where I got my first mixer
The
too.
Radio Shack, the $89.
Yeah,
one.
I saved
Two
up for
channel.
that. It took me a long time to get that
Yeah.
bad boy, but they used to have a little splicer for you to edit your cassette tapes. They basically repair them, you know. If
Right.
they
We
got
repairing
stuck and you had
cassette
to
tapes that y'all ain't
pull 'em
paying
out, you had to
attention to what the
splice 'em
fuck
to
we're
fix
doing.
'em.
Yeah.
But that's actually where I learned how to edit, you know, was doing that because when I started
Dope.
interning at KDKO and they had me doing commercials and stuff in production, we were still doing it on reel-to-reel tapes, not computer like we were doing it now, you know, on
Right.
software. So
Cutting
we had to
tape.
use the razor blade and the
Scotch tape.
little wax pen, you know, to mark the spot you wanted to cut, and then the splicing tape, you know, where you wanted to tape it at.
Right.
I actually became pretty good at doing that because all them guys were masters at it. Kevin Brown, we had our afternoon guy used to be called Cooch. That was his on-air name, Cooch, Paul Marcucci.
Paul Mercucci, shout out.
So Kevin Brown in the morning, Carlos Lando, who is our general manager at KUVO now, that's been since '85. He's the midday guys and his assistant program director at that time when he first started. And then Cooch did afternoons and Danny Harris did the night show. So that's how that went. And that was my favorite, I think my favorite KDKO lineup. I love Dr. Daddio back in the day because he's the originator
Right.
of KDKO. Props to Dr. Daddio. Love you, brother. Because
How-
you were an inspiration to me. And my
Right.
dad used to listen to him all the time. He had KDKO on when I was small. So
Right.
Cool.
How are you getting away with playing the hip hop? Because I heard he was always against it. Or was it?
Well,
were you way later?
Dr. Daddio at that time when I first started my internship, he was the sales manager. So he wasn't programming at that time.
Oh, okay.
And KDKO, I would say they were doing, you know, their
I remember like hearing like a little bit. I remember hearing like Roxanne on the
Yeah.
fucking KDKO.
The R&B Universal R&B chart because they were named like best R&B station in the country in Billboard
Nice though.
back in the day. That's a big one. That blunt
That's what
right
she
there.
said.
But they
I don't need any more.
no more. Okay.
No, not.
No, you talk about the blunt.
I
She
know.
just wanted a
Sin
tiny
is
hit.
tapping
She has
out.
to, Sin has to pace
Sin
herself.
can't- you know
'Cause
what?
she be trying to hang with
She'll
us,
be
and
quiet
before
all of
you
a
know
sudden.
it,
You seen
she'll
how
be-
she was asking all those questions all of a sudden, right as soon as we
Yeah.
started, and then all of a sudden she's like,
It's all good.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I appreciate
They like to call me out.
you. No, you're good.
Nah, she tries
I
to
can't
hang.
hang.
Actually, I would say she doesn't
why she
try
leaves
to
the
hang with
glasses
us.
on.
Hey, she doesn't try to hang with us. She definitely hangs with us. Like, definitely.
I mean, I do
But
my
by the end of
best.
the night, like, we gone.
We're
Do
all
my
high though.
best.
Even people that don't smoke. Like last night, Lorenzo, that fool was like, I'm high. He's like,
Shit, I was high.
and we didn't even.
That was a long one.
We're having fun.
Yep, yep.
I love being here, brother.
Hey,
so-
no, we appreciate
I'm
you
having a
coming here,
blast.
man. You know, because you definitely got a gang of wealth and knowledge and history, bro.
See, I forgot where
Oh
I
my
left
gosh,
off.
it's so
we were
cool.
talking about
Nice.
like I
So
asked you
learning
about
stuff.
Dr. Daddy-O not having hip hop, and you said he was actually not the man at
He
the
was
time.
the sales manager
you guys
at the
could play
time.
hip-hop.
Oh, there's an old school picture of you right there too, right?
I told him not to
He's
do
playing
just the
videos in the
mustache
background,
again.
and we're reminiscing over here
mustache.
on the video.
Yeah,
stage.
you know, what I mean? Historian over here,
Right on.
mayor.
But we like what was big back then? Luther Vandross, Michael Jackson, Billy Ocean. That was like their top 40. With the house party at night, that's when we were able to open up the format, and we were playing stuff like Debbie Deb and Soul Sonic Force, Planet Patrol, you know, all of the Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, all that. We opened up the format, you know. And that's because that's what
It's
it
like
was.
the freaks come
so
out at
during
night.
the day, we were really real adult oriented, but at night we were playing for the kids.
Like I said, the freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? The lights go
And they-
down. The old people kind of go to sleep.
They
We're gonna
love-
loosen it up a little bit.
They loved the house party. The house party was a very successful show. I think it even surprised, you know, like the Danny Harris himself, the one that hosted the show, and that was his idea to do it. But even Carlos was amazed that the show was taking off like that, you know. So, and that was another part. But at night, that the station would open up into a whole nother thing. We're able to break records, make records, you know.
Do you remember any like the big records you broke besides the Houdini?
A lot of them at the time. I remember all the Nucleus stuff. Jam,
Jam
on
on
it.
It.
We were the first to play that one.
So is Jam on it? I'm always confused. Like I know what it is, but is it
That's
like
so
West
cool.
Coast or East Coast?
Ever?
Jam on it.
Y'all know Jam on like in Boys in the Hood? Like when the fuck
No,
is
but you were the first one in Denver to play
All
it?
all the electro stuff.
yeah.
Like the first one in Denver to play it?
Rocket. You
Well,
know
we're
what I'm
like
saying?
the only one that played it
Yeah,
though, because at
they
that
were.
time nobody else wanted to touch it.
Oh,
Top
okay.
40 stations they wouldn't even consider that
Yeah.
till later on, you know.
You remember Rocket?
Oh yeah.
I consider that kind of like the first like breakdancing song in my opinion. That's just
Herbie Hancock, he's
My
coming
opinion.
to town. I gotta go see him.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, he is? When's he coming to town?
September 17th he'll be down at the what is it, the Opera House?
I
get
know,
him
let's
down.
over here.
That's your
Does he smoke weed?
18. Yeah, I think he does. On the 8th,
We will bless you,
on
Herbie.
the
We're gonna
18th,
shout
he's
you out
gonna
and we're
be
gonna
in
tag
You
you,
can hook that
Hancock.
up.
he's doing 2 days here.
You should try to hook that up. See if he wants to come through.
Okay.
Get a
We'll have to
podcast
do
come
that.
through here.
We'll
Work
work
on
on
it.
that. soon.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
hook
do it.
you up with weed
To
too.
get-
We got to do it. You can make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Oh, I just want to see him.
Yeah,
you
he's a
know?
legend, bro. Like for real. Like
Yeah,
like I
you
said,
got the radio station though too, so
Yeah.
you could have him, and then we could have him.
Well,
We'll
it'd be
make it happen.
blessing if KUVO could get Herbie Hancock in an interview. That would be tight too, you know, because we play him all the time. All his jazz standards and the electro stuff too, you know. So, but yeah,
Like we could do some. We could get some. Make it worth his time. We'll make it worth his while for sure.
I know. Well, let's work on that. I think we could.
I mean, you and your radio station, he'll like probably want to do that.
well, I'm sure they're probably going to be giving away tickets and stuff too. Hopefully,
kinds
you
of
know.
stuff.
Yeah, because he's come. He's doing 2 days in Colorado, so Denver and Fort Collins. So
right.
that'll be awesome. So let's work on that.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have to definitely do that. Have him come down here.
Totally down.
See, your light bulb is working. it's
I see
going
the
off.
light bulb
Sin.
right above her head. Yep, it's up. You can talk a little in.
Right on, missing
Yeah.
all love. But yeah, we broke a lot, everything. But we that inspired the show. Like we were doing special shows like Monday through Friday before the house party. So like on Tuesday nights, that used to be the day that we would get all the new music, Tuesday. So right out the box, we busted out Shaka Khan, I Feel For You.
Oh my God.
Out the package. Like we took the record out, played like the first minute of it in cue,
And you always
then we
got
just
it
put
before
it
everybody.
on. We just put it on. It was see, you can't do that nowadays, you know.
Right.
The
No,
top 40
everybody
stations
gets it at
wouldn't
the
even
same
think
time.
of doing that. They want to make sure it's bona fide on the Billboard chart
Correct.
before they even put it on.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, we just put it on. You know, if it sounded good to us,
If the beat was kid,
and
the
that
first
Danny
2
Harris
seconds,
trusted my ear, and I already loved his ear, you know, because all the stuff they were programming on KDK was the best of the best. But breaking new music, we did it all the time, and it was a pleasure. But we would literally do it like that, test it out like 5 minutes before we put it on.
I feel like that culture is dead now. Like breaking music, I feel like it doesn't happen anymore.
No.
I feel like
it don't.
everyone wants you to be certified already before
It's-
they even think about looking at
Well,
your song.
especially the rhythmic top 40s. Like
Yeah.
I did get to work at KS 104 and 107.5, and it was frustrating working with them guys because they didn't do it like that, you know.
Why was that? They just you gotta
It just
play-
wasn't the way they did things, you know. It had to be like a top 10 hit before they even consider it.
Gotta be on the list.
Maybe once in a while they would get out and break it, you know, I mean, early, not totally break it, but they
That's
jump
why I
on
like
it right
listening to
away.
DJ Sin on 1047 every once in a while. You know, you know, you play whatever
Oh, I
you
know,
want.
yeah.
Should be playing
you
that
play
trip,
what you
trip,
want. You can-
trip,
anybody-
trip.
You can. They play whatever they want though
Well,
too.
the
Like they
drop,
But that's lit
Yeah.
though.
the drop, Denver needed the drop for a long,
Yeah,
long
real.
time.
for a long time.
I love the drop. I'm a supporter of the drop since day one. Ask Nikki. I've been supporting them
Oh yeah.
from the inception, you know, and even before when they were just on HD2 and streaming, I was showing them much love, and I still am.
Yeah.
Now that they're taking off on 104.7, they're almost taking the city over, you know, and they deserve it. They work hard, you know, so
And
there's
the
a
way
huge
they
lane
do, the
for
way
that,
they
too.
do things
yeah.
is right. It's like it just they play everything.
Well, I
you can play whatever you want.
Told Nikki all these stories, so she's heard them before.
And they
So.
play all the local music.
We used to break records. Well, that's the big thing too. I think
That's huge.
them playing local artists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's opening up right now too. You know, a lot of people are realizing like there's a dope scene here, and come on, support your local people, help your scene thrive, help.
You have to be
You
about
know.
about your community too.
Yeah.
It's like
There's
and then
some
we
talent.
have great talents too.
There's
We
some
can't
awesome
even,
Hey, we got
Out
some
here in
talent here at the
Denver.
table.
Yeah,
we
there's some
got
in the
dope
room
MC
right
right here,
Yeah,
DNA.
we
You
have
know what I mean?
DNA right here.
Hey, when I seen you last time, Sin like put me on their music, and I was started listening. You got some dope stuff, bro. You know what I mean? What do you think about like you know like just shit nowadays? Like you said, you know what I mean? It's kind of harder. There's really no way we can't make mixtapes. We can't like make you know what I mean? It's like you said all through Apple or it's
Mixed
all
MP3s.
Yeah, everything is like on Apple now. Like everyone, you have to like put out an album, even if it is a mixtape. You have to like release it and roll it out like it's an album. You know, I just feel like as an artist, it's hard because everybody wants your money. They say they can promote your music to this person and get you heard by this person, but it's crazy. I feel like the market is so saturated. It's almost
Wow.
You got to
you
weed
have
out
to-
all the
you
bullshit.
really have to know the right people.
I
Like,
think
you
they know
truly-
that at the drop. Been
Yeah.
out there. I told everybody to send in all their music because I think.
Oh yeah, it's
like
so
20
saturated.
20,000 people or something like that.
Yeah.
All turned in their music, and yeah, they got their work cut out for them. But
Oh yeah.
Nikki and Unique and DJ Different, Ballad Scratch, Mailman, and PK, the gospel show on PK Sunday mornings. PK's good people from
Yeah.
the Nuggets, the microphone announcer at the Nuggets. He's doing Sunday mornings on the drop.
The drop is dope, man. Like shout out to them for real.
Yeah.
They play some of my music on the drop too. So
They
it's
surprise
lit.
me daily.
It's super lit.
Because I'll hear something. I really appreciate like the old school. They call them the crate classics.
Yeah.
But I love the Afro wave and the reggae. And then they even opening up the reggaeton.
But it's
So
tight
they're
because
showing
they'll
love to
throw
the
that they'll
Latino.
throw that in the mix throughout the day too. It's not
Yeah.
just like specifically at
No,
a specific
it's part
hour.
of their-
Always, even though they have that, but
formula.
yeah, it's so
It's part
dope.
of the formula.
yeah.
So we got to give it up to Nikki, America Jones. Love you, mama. We love, but yeah, the Latin
And
soul
everybody,
party,
all the DJs on the drop too, they all put their music and their
they got a
taste. And
small but mighty crew.
they got great
and they're working
taste
hard
in
over
music.
there.
Yep,
Just
yep.
they
Shout
play
out.
great
Into
music, you know.
I think I love the drop the most is because it reminds me a lot of KDKO when I first started there. And I told Nikki that, you know, that's why I love the drop so much, because it reminds me of my time when I first started working and interning at KDKO. So
Like time repeats itself. Greatness.
it's, yeah. So, and in between, you know, when KDKO went off the air up until before the drop came, we were trying so hard behind the scenes to get that station going to FM, R&B, and hip hop station forever. And, you know, I mean, no offense, because, you know, I love my brother Slim over at Jammin' 1015 and Flow. You know, they're good friends. And my people, Tony V at KS and stuff, you know, but they wouldn't even think about doing what the drop is doing, you know. They probably would want to if they really left it up to them to do it that way, you know. They got their certain niche, how they do stuff, you know. But
Aren't those radio stations owned by one person, like one company, like Sirius?
I mean, Max
or
Media.
iHeart.
Max Media has Jammin' and Flow, or this Hot 107.1 now.
Yeah.
And Intercom has 107.5, and they also have other radio stations in the market too. KS isn't their only one. They have Alice.
So do they
You
have
know.
so other people have certain control of what?
Yeah, well, you
So
know,
that's
I guess
why-
they do have a local program director, but the head office in New York and LA, you know, kind of steers them in the right direction, tells them how they want the station to go. The local people they put like a flavor on it, you know, but
So
it's
sprinkle.
not organic like the drop, you know. I would say that the drop
That's
is
why the drop
from
is the
here,
best.
you know.
They're not scared to take risks either. I like that kind of shit, especially in music.
And they're following
Exactly.
the format of KUVO Jazz.
I was gonna say KUVO is the other. I mean, they're super dope. I really love what they do.
I love KUVO.
Yeah, me too a lot.
They embrace the Latin Soul Party, which I
Arturo
do.
Gomez is the shit. Everybody over there really. I mean, they kill it. That's a dope station. I love what they do.
I
over
love
there.
KUVO. My dad listens
That's awesome.
to
The
KUVO.
Mahogany
See his
Soul Hour.
t-shirt.
I know. I see it. It's amazing.
That's the new one he's wearing too, with
That's so
Freddie
cool.
Rodriguez.
Freddie
Sr.,
Rodriguez, I know.
The
I
late
saw-
great Freddie Rodriguez.
I was like, oh shit.
We lost him to COVID last year, man. So that's sad. But they put him on this year's T-shirt, and we're just we've been doing the Latin Soul Party for the last 13 going on 14 years. Friday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. KUVO.org, 89.3 FM, and that's the mothership of the drop. Right. The drop, I'd say, our program director Steve Chavis and Carlos Lando, our general manager, spearheaded the drop when they had the opportunity from NPR that they wanted to do something. And their NPR wants to build on and continue the legacy of hip hop and run it into future generations like they did with jazz. You know, so they're betting on hip hop is going to be the new jazz into the future, but still be true to jazz on its own too, you know. There's not that many jazz stations left, though, you know. And our station being the Latin Soul Party, we kind of open it up. You know, we play a lot of Santana, Carlos Santana, a lot of Malo, a lot of Al Chicano, you know. But we'll also play, you know,
Play everything from Santana to El Chicano.
yeah, we play all the old school stuff, and we play some old school R&B like Johnny Guitar Watson and Gino Vanelli. I don't know if you guys remember Gino Vanelli, but he was a big crossover star because of Soul Train. He was like a white guy on Soul Train that sold a lot of albums because he was funky. You know, he was good.
Funky
You know?
with it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I love KUVO Jazz. My dad loves KUVO. Of course, my dad goes all the way back to the KADX days, the original jazz station on 105, where Cool's at now. The original jazz station in Colorado in the 70s was KADX. So, and my dad being a jazz musician himself, excellent drummer extraordinaire. So
Let's talk about that real quick, because you said your dad was one of the best drummers, and that's kind of how you got your start in hip hop. Is by the age of 2 or 3, you were already rocking with
he
like
was showing
adult
me
crews.
the ropes. I knew how to hold a beat. I could run. I was in the pocket at 2 years old.
During that time I was playing with him. He used to play with my trio, and we were playing at the Senate Lounge. And
How old was he?
He was about what,
Had to be like about 8 or 9 years old.
8 or 9. at
And he
that
was
time.
rocking with y'all, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
That's amazing.
and we were playing together. We had a quartet. We were playing there, and I got sick one night, and so I says, well,
Real sick.
real sick. So I says,
remember.
sit in for me, and he knew all the songs that the group did because he was at all the rehearsals all the time.
He was there.
and he'd sit in with them during the rehearsals. So my bass player said, okay. He asked the club. He says, "Yeah, you can deal." He's a show, so that's okay. So he can play here.
Bass player Bob was my chaperone.
You were like the fifth temptation, like that sat and
I had
came
to
in
step
to
up
cover.
the
Yep,
game.
exactly. We put you in,
And
Sonny.
Pop- and I had to
I
do
hope
that
you're
for Pops.
ready.
What happened, Pops? You got like pneumonia real bad or
Yeah.
something.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, so I did it. You know,
Yeah, he
and
sat.
Dad paid me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I got
Hell
Got
yeah.
the gig money
Yeah.
and everything.
That's
Do you
tight.
still play that? Would you still play?
Matter of fact, the club.
not as much as I like to, but I
The
want
club
to. I was-
owner next day he says, "Why don't you stay home and get some more rest? We liked your son, so they enjoyed him."
They wanted him to go on vacation.
Hey, yeah, just go ahead and chill for a while.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's cool.
No, but yeah, my dad's one of the best. He taught me, and then later on, I started learning how to read music and stuff. So I got lessons, played all through school, elementary, junior high, and high school.
Were you in your own bands as well? or-
Me and my homies tried to get bands together,
Yeah.
Like what
But
kind of bands? Rock bands or?
but we did. Well, we were mostly like into funk bands, you know, but we also liked what. I had a friend that loved like the Police and all that stuff back
Yeah.
then, so we tried to do all that
I
stuff.
love the Police too.
You know, I like
They're
the
dope.
Police Sting, you know, but they also liked Zepp and Black Sabbath and all that
Yeah.
stuff too. But
yeah.
but me, you know, being the R&B guy, I said, well, we gotta do some funk, you know. I was all into Earth, Wind and Fire and the Average White Band and Tower of Power and all that stuff. So, you know, we had to do that too. So,
Right.
so we tried, we attempted it, mostly like when we were supposed to be practicing for the band, and we ended up the teacher would leave for 15 minutes or so, leave us there by ourselves. So we wouldn't practice, we do our own thing. you know.
Right, that's even tight because most kids nowadays would be on their phone or something like that. Y'all are like, fuck that shit. We're going to practice our little band shit with this last 30 minutes. You know what I mean? That's tight, bro.
I know
Yeah,
in
it's
junior
so
high
nice.
school, he played in talent shows. So my bass player, my piano player, the trio I had, he took them over there they had one of those things they do for their parents' talent shows.
We
But
had a crew.
a crew. But he ended up taking my bass player and the piano player, and she's a vocalist, very good vocalist, and he played the drums for the talent show. So they were surprised that he was doing all these jazz tunes and ballads and stuff that they did. And they actually
It was
did
like a
couple-
little medley of like different stuff, right? That
Yeah.
he was just jamming to.
Yeah.
We
Hell
did.
yeah.
We had to do like a 10-minute performance, so we had to do like about
10
four-
minutes of drum.
four
That's pretty
songs.
impressive.
Yeah.
So we did a little bit of everything, you know. Played a couple standards and did a little drum solo, and then I had to take questions from the audience, you know. So they're over there asking me how long I've been playing and everything. So it was fun.
Hell yeah.
Stuff like that I like barely remember though, but now that you brought it up, I was like, yeah, that's what we did.
And then like the drums eventually led to hip hop. Who were some of your early hip hop influences? Who are you were hearing first? You know what I mean? That you caught
Well,
your attention.
I have to give the credit to that Houdini because that was amazing.
That was
breaking
that has to be my
5
number one
minutes of
album.
funk first.
I was
you
telling
know,
you that and UTFO like flip flop like back and forth, but
But I was loving everything. But at the same time, you know, besides loving all the hip hop that was happening at that time, and that was like the early days of hip hop, right? In the '80s, that was really Run DMC and LL Cool J.
that was before that.
First coming.
That was before that.
coming
That
out.
was Houdini. That was UTFO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Run DMC and them were starting, but they kind of caught on a little more later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mostly because of
even
Yo.
I even
right?
put the Fat Boys like before
Oh,
like
I love
Run
the
DMC.
Fat Boys
Their
too.
first 2 albums, Curtis Blow. You know what I mean?
We broke the Fat Boys too. We did. We was talking about the Fat Boys, and I love the Fat Boys. You know, but the producer that did Curtis Blow and all them, he
That
did
she
the
was
Fat
way
Boys.
before his time, bro. He was
You know,
way ahead of his
He
time.
was doing all that, so he was real hot at that time, producing all them groups. No, but
He had it on lock.
I love the Fat Boys. The Disco 3. When they first came out, they
Don't
were called
You
the
Dog
Disco
Me.
3, not the Fat Boys. But
All
they
You
had a
Can
song
Eat.
called Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Then they said, well, we better just call ourselves the Fat Boys because the song took off.
Have you guys ever seen Crush Groove?
And that's a cool little story. They kind of
Fuck
cheesed it
yeah.
up a little bit,
Yeah,
but
but it's cool.
But it's kind of basically the story of what happened. You know, they just kind of
Crush
Hollywood
Groove?
Crush Groove.
Crush Groove.
Crush you?
You don't know Crush
I don't
Groove,
think I
Sin?
don't think I
Russell
do.
Simmons, Run
I'll have to
DMC, LL.
bring
yeah.
my DVD for you to borrow.
DVD. I
we'll
gotta go
figure out
get
a
my
way to
DVD.
play it.
Oh, I think they
In
stream,
my,
they stream it on
garage.
Prime Video, though. If you want to stream it, it's up there.
We got Amazon
I need
Prime.
to get it. Yeah, I should get it.
You got Prime,
It's
No,
dope.
it's
That's
not
like
on
Sheila
Hulu or
E,
something.
Fuck
the
Bezos.
Fat Boys,
Netflix.
Run
Netflix?
DMC.
Yeah, I have it all. I have
Okay,
Hulu and
okay.
Netflix.
Hulu.
That's
Ooh, I'm
it's a
looking
movie.
forward to that Summer of Love.
I
I want
probably
to see
seen it.
that.
I just
I've always wanted like a movie poster of Crush Groove so I could put like in my office whenever I get
Okay,
an office.
that's if I see one, because I like to go to all the record revivals, you know, the
That,
vinyls.
and I
shows.
need a Nipsey Hussle concert poster.
You need.
ever.
I think everybody needs a Nipsey Hussle.
They're there. I mean, this fool in Boulder has
Yeah.
some. I just gotta go drive and buy one for $20. It ain't no big. It's just I want to drive to Boulder.
Well, like $20 you wanted for your Al Hurricane, brother Alvis downstairs. I might have to get that. A clean copy of a Al Hurricane and Tiny Morty album.
So you still collect vinyl?
downstairs. I do, not as much as I used to, because I got plenty of it.
This sucks moving that bitch. You know?
While the new records too are expensive, I don't know if I'm willing to pay $25 for an album.
Nah.
Not when I was.
Neds,
Wow.
It was
Neds.
expensive for $8.99 back in my day,
Right.
but $25 for a record.
yeah.
I love too much.
I have so much respect for vinyl, like people that did that, like had.
Oh.
That, because I started off as like a Serato DJ, you know, like I had all my music in my computer, so. To
The
have
crates?
all the equipment that I already bring and also bring crates of records.
Crates.
I mean, that
Yeah.
takes dedication. Like that's a lot of dedication. I mean, I do the blank records,
Yeah.
and
The
that
Serato
bringing those turntables
Oh, yeah.
is just
That's hard work.
a hard work, you know. So it's
I
like
know. I
crates.
hauled them all.
Yeah.
The crates.
the crates, then that on top of that, it's like that's such. I don't even know. I think I would have. I
You just
still
have to
probably
know
would
what
have
you're
been a
playing
DJ, but
already,
it's
right?
just
You
like,
just get your set.
Well, you have to have like
Nah,
it's
you
just
bring your
like-
sets. Yeah.
I had what 2 crates of 45s too to go with the LPs too, just in case,
With
you
the
know.
regulars, huh?
Yeah, so
I used to DJ in college with my homie Todd R.I.P. and he had the whole DJ set of the first cat you can kind of meet in college. You know what I mean? And we DJ'd this wedding for this sheriff's posse, and we literally had to take this shit up like this ladder
Oh yeah.
to the barn,
I
dog.
have- we have some sad stories about
I
that.
can imagine.
Crates and fucking
oh, no,
amps
the
and
crates are just
oh
so
my
much.
god, I'm lazy
I mean,
motherfucker
it's not like,
sometimes.
so I've experienced it, but I've never had to
I
like,
try to carry all kinds
do
of
it
heavy
all,
shit.
You know, like how you all. So I have so much respect for that.
Wow, it was
That's-
tough.
But
So-
working DJs that are old school DJs still, and now they appreciate Serato so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
They're just like,
Oh,
We
they
were talking
love-
about that
they
earlier.
love-
We
they
were
love
just talking about
Serato.
that earlier. We were
Yeah.
just talking about that before you got here about Tech
Th-
12.
Thank you for letting me touch your mixer and your turntables, Sin.
yeah,
I know
He took a
that's
picture
like
with
a
them.
no,
I had to
Good.
let him.
What do you mean?
Anyone else I
These
wouldn't
are-
have let, but I was
this
like,
is here,
it's
you
Ricky
know?
O, the OG. so
I'm
I
blessed.
had to
Like,
let him.
nah.
I'm blessed to be able to touch DJ Sin's mixer and turntables. You know, that was an honor. Thank you.
Oh, appreciate
I took
it.
some pictures too, so you see your stuff
It's
on
an honor to have
on my
you
page,
with pictures
on
with
my
my
social
turntables
media.
and my mixer.
I said, "This is Sin's gear." Oh, you know what? I seen your hat downstairs too. I want one.
You do?
I'm gonna come buy one and have you sign it for me, okay?
Oh, my
shit.
god!
Please.
I've been selling them,
Okay,
Sin.
I will.
They're selling. You better hurry up.
They
'cause
are
they're
selling?
selling.
I know. I'm gonna
Hot
have to
commodity.
go get one before they sell out.
I think we're out of like certain colors. and
Really?
shit.
I think I'll
Sick.
have to get a white one.
Maybe
That
I
way,
should start buying more.
take your Sharpie so it'll show up.
I would get one, but my head is too fucking big. I can't wear no hats. I can't wear hats.
I got a big
No,
head
but
too.
oh yeah, I mean I'm.
It's
yeah,
not
you
happening.
Just, you just have a lot of
Well,
hair.
see,
it's not your
see, I
head
probably
is
shouldn't
big.
have said
I'll say I
nothing
just have
because
a big
now
head.
when this
Hair.
episode airs,
Uh-huh.
everybody's gonna come get a Sin
You got a week.
hat, and then I'll come get mine and they'll
Watch
be
it.
gone.
We'll put one to the side for you, bro. Just tell us what size. We'll put one for the side. I'm sure Sin got you all day.
Save one for
I
me.
could make more.
I'll buy one. You don't have to give it to
we
me.
can just do it later today.
I want to send. Actually, I want to send T-shirt when you do get that too. I like your.
You do?
I like
You
that.
say?
See it?
Some
I'll
people
wear it.
like
see,
it.
See me? I'm pimping my brother.
You like it?
Mailman's gear from the drop. Mailman, what up,
yeah.
mailman?
I want to get other. It's my old school.
I'm wearing
it's
his
my
gear.
old school one. I kind of want to do a new one too.
So I want a DJ Sin
I would.
T-shirt
I'll be both. I'll just
and
have both.
hat.
I'll have my old school stickers and a new one, like you know.
You got stickers too? I want a
Yeah,
sticker.
I do. I should have some. I'll give you
Hey,
one.
you guys have any question for
Make me feel
Ricky
sick.
over here? You know what I'm saying? Elvis?
Come on, Elvis. This is your spot.
KUVO, really, that's like what I'm really interested in. Like, how's that been? Who's been what's been your favorite part about working with that? Like, what's been
Well,
some of the
just-
highlights?
Well, being embraced by KUVO, first of all, and all the KUVO members embracing us because they made the show a hit. Then in 2020, out of the blue, right when the COVID was getting ready to hit hard, they announced that Westward Magazine said the Latin Soul Party was Denver's best radio show. And we're like, kind of getting depressed about what was going on with the COVID. The lockdown was just barely starting to happen, and we were kind of like freaking out. And then we did have to run some repeats of the Latin Soul Party because they didn't want us to go to the studio because of the COVID. They were being real strict. So I was at my home studio editing old episodes to be rebroadcast, and we made new intros for them and introductions throughout the show to say this is an encore show. And then later on, we had to do that for like 2 months to run the best of the Latin Soul Party, which was fun for us. But I did all the work, for that, editing all the shows because I had to take all the breaks out. So the new breaks could be inserted. So that was a lot of work for me, but it was passion. But what made it more fun was knowing that we got that Denver's best radio show 2020. My
That's so
compadre,
good. Congratulations.
Danny Valenzuela,
Yep,
always
yep.
wanted that. That was like a goal of his for the Latin Soul Party. We tried for many years, and they didn't show us no love. But in 2020, they did. Out of
Yes.
nowhere, because we weren't expecting it. We didn't even get a copy of the Westward. We couldn't find it.
Really?
So we don't even have a copy of the magazine to
Yeah,
say.
they weren't even putting it out.
So,
That's that bullshit.
It was
That
online.
bullshit.
but that has to be a highlight. But doing the show with like my best friends, and my dad's a part of the crew too. He's took me to many episodes that we did at the old building on 29th and Welton. But we're now at 2101 Arapahoe in our new digs. Beautiful studio. And we learned that one. Thank you, Miss Charlie Robles, because she showed us the ropes, our production director over there, how to run everything. And we've been having fun. But it's almost we're there by ourselves, pretty much.
Just chilling.
I mean, us and Bellows next door, and that's
Hey, can we
it,
sneak in
you
some
know?
hip hop?
Well, you know what? We will. I mean, you
Some Cypress
you
Hill
listen-
and the Spanish,
I've
right?
heard some, one time
Cypress-
I heard some Mad Lib on
That's
one of
probably
the.
Jazz Odyssey.
Oh, I think it was Jazz Odyssey.
Jazz
Yep,
Odyssey
you're right.
that comes on
Oh
Monday
man,
through
I
Thursday,
fucking love that so
10
much.
to midnight.
I couldn't
check
even
They
that
go
get
out.
down.
You know.
I love Jazz Odyssey. That was
I
my
love Jazz Odyssey.
Jazz Odyssey is
That's
one of my favorite.
shows.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna have to check it out, man.
But if you listen to the Latin Soul Party, you might hear
parties,
like
though.
Paul Hardcastle, Rainforest, or,
Get some Nori with
you
Nina
know.
Sky. you
Well,
know?
we work it up a little bit.
Hell yeah,
Sometimes
I
we kind
know.
of restrain ourselves just a little bit,
Just a little
because like I said, we're doing more on the Chicano tip, the Latin tip with Santana and El Chicano. But we play War too,
Right.
Tower of Power.
Has to get some
It
Capone.
just reminds me of that.
We have played it on.
For real, they got
Yeah.
they got a hot
Some,
song. That song is hot as fuck. You know
we
what I'm
have
talking
played
about,
some.
right?
We have played some Kid Frost and some
Yeah.
lighter shade of brown too.
Hell yeah,
know.
that's what I'm talking
We've
about.
had to, So we did. So we're pretty open like that. You never know.
I'm gonna call and request some crazy.
And then my
crazy
compadre,
live
he'll
music.
play some Al Hurricane and some Little Joe. So we kind of mix it up a little bit. It's not all R&B or old school R&B or Spanish. We actually don't really try to plan the show. We just go in and just do what happens, catch the vibe, you know.
Nah, I feel you.
Like
That's
kind of like we do when
sitting
we go
right here,
do
that's how she
a DJ
DJs.
set.
Catches
That's
the
the way
vibe.
we do the Latin Soul Party. They try to, KUVO kind of wants to, what are you going to do next week? Let's put it on the website and promote
Music.
it. And usually that only happens like when somebody passes away or something. Like Carlos Santana's brother passed away last year, Jorge. So we did a tribute to him. And Arcelio, the leader of Malo, and now he passed away, so we had to do a tribute for him. So that's kind of
Wow.
the shows we put on the website. We're going to do a special show, you know, dedicated. But most of the time, we just go in there, we get a catch a vibe and just go for it, you know. Maybe Danny might think of something he wants to do special, but it's like hours before we do it or the day before. So we just go for it and not really plan what we're going to talk about. We just kind of like
Off
what
the
we're doing
head,
here.
off the dome,
Like what
freestyle.
we're doing here. you
Oh,
know?
yeah, hell yeah.
That's how the Latin Soul Party works, just like a round table like this.
That's dope.
And we actually, when we got that award, they said they liked our banter, which we thought we weren't really saying anything serious or anything, but they complimented. They said that's the what do they call that, the special ingredient of the Latin Soul Party, the special sauce
Exercise.
was us talking. And I said, really? They like that? I thought they liked the music more than us talking.
Yeah.
But they complimented
That's
us on
really good.
our
That's
gab,
cool.
you know. Us
That's a
just
good
talking
compliment.
shop, chopping it up like you said, Joe. So
Hell yeah.
that's
hell
how we
yeah.
do it, brother. So shout out to Danny Valenzuela, Jammin' Joe Cerna, Jedi George Murad, and myself, Ricky O, Latin Soul Party, every Friday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. KUVO, KUVO.org, KUVO Jazz. Listen to us. Tomorrow we'll be on Friday night, 4th of July special. You know what we're going to play too? I'm just going to say because I got to play. It's mandatory for 4th of July weekend. We got to play Firecracker by Mass Production. So got to do it. So we will,
Hell yeah.
you know. Trying to get the drop to see if they'll play it, but it's all right if we got the exclusive.
Right. Exclusive.
We'll be the only ones to play that old school joint. You know,
Hell yeah.
remember Firecracker? That's old school cut. Well, Two Live Crew sampled that. Two Live Crew sampled it for Me So Horny.
There's a throwback. for
That
you.
beat, you know.
Uh-huh.
But the original was Firecracker, Mass Production.
Yep, yep. Hey, you guys got any questions? Got a question, DNA Sin?
I learned a lot. I learned a lot
I
about
want to
it.
hear
lot.
more about you, bro. You know.
Tell them, man. Yeah, tell them.
Tell 'em.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a hip hop artist. I do rap, a little bit of R&B. I have a record label out here, Picasso Game Records. I got 7 artists, like 16 producers, 1 DJ. And man, I'm just trying to learn, trying to do shit. You know, all my
Build.
artists got something going on. I got the album I just finished. I think I'm gonna drop it the 9th of July. It's actually an EP.
Can we get a
but
little sneak
everything's
peek of
an
that?
album. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
For sure, play some shit. Yeah.
Talk about it, to hype it all up. You know, what's
Yeah.
your social media so they can find you?
Yeah,
know
you
what
can find me everywhere at DNA Picasso. That's DNA Picasso.
I mean? Peyton.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
But,
look you up tonight.
yeah,
Hey,
please do.
Sin
Sure.
put me, Sin
Please
put me
do.
onto some of his music, and he got some dope shit.
Oh yeah, I appreciate y'all though, like the DJs, man. I feel like you guys are like the real pioneers to this music shit. Not only like breaking the music and shit, but I feel like really setting the vibes. Like people don't realize how much control y'all have on like the radio and like the room and like a club or like a party.
Everywhere, yeah.
Like y'all really set the whole tone for
Be
shit.
on
And
the
that shit-
block.
It's dope too. It's dope, and I'm kind of trying to learn more about the back end of stuff too, like in terms of how to break a record for real today. You know, because I feel like it's changed so much. Like artists like myself almost look at the radio as irrelevant, which is a shame because the radio has done so much for so many people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like people tell you don't go for the radio because one is it's overpriced and it's not going to get you far. And it's like I'm trying to figure out how to like really navigate as an artist with radio going forward. You know?
I tell you, upload it to the drop at KUVO.org and let's get it going. The main thing that Nikki is really adamant about is making sure you tag all your music right, you know, with all your data, you know,
Yeah.
on there and label it right correctly. She wants like a bio from you and everything, so
Yeah.
you want to do that digitally.
I
or
sent some stuff
paper?
over to her. I know she's got like 50,000 emails.
Yes,
She's actually played a lot of my stuff, but it's like older music.
Yeah.
I feel like she hasn't gotten or hasn't gotten.
did she have you on Local Love?
I think
on the
so.
Saturday and Sunday show?
I don't ever hear it. People are literally like in the car taking video of me playing on the radio,
Yeah.
and I never know about it.
It's probably on local level because
Yeah.
that's when she really goes off.
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole hour of local artists, not
Yeah.
just once or 2 times an hour.
When is that?
Local
What
love.
time? What time is that?
I think she does it on Saturdays, Saturday afternoon from like 3 to 5, and Sunday from 5 to 6. So it's like both Saturday and Sunday. I believe that's so. I might be mistaken. I listen to the drop all the time, so I might have made a mistake.
I know. Yeah, she.
Nikki
she
comes
shows
on
love.
on
That's
a
love.
Saturday afternoon and Sunday evenings on the drop with local love.
Yeah.
So and she highlights nothing but local artists.
Yeah.
So
Hey, what I got for you is you got to go the route of Ludacris or Little John and become the DJ, and then you break your own shit. Once you get on the radio,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You become that personality too. And then once you get that spot, whether you start, like you said, at midnight and you start playing your shit, dropping your artists,
Yeah.
because you're already, you know what I mean? You are the plug now. You
Yeah.
kind of, instead of looking for the plug, like you're talking to break it, you just kind of become the plug. And that's kind of what I've done just with art and everything, just trying to make it all together so I could have different avenues. But I'll tell you what, for real, if I was an MC or rapper, I'd be DJing, like breaking, you know, playing my shit in the club, in the strip club, like whatever, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? However you could fucking do it. Because you control that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if Sin was like a singer rapper, she'd be popping because she could play her,
Play her
shit
own shit. Yeah.
a
all
million
the
times a
time.
week.
Yeah.
She'd be DJing like 1,000 times a week. You know?
I also like to play artists, so I'll play
Yeah,
your
yeah.
stuff in one of the next mixes I do on the station too.
I appreciate
But
it.
like, you should send me your music. So always send all the DJs you know their music. Your
Clean,
music.
clean.
Just send it to them.
She needs a clean version.
the
though.
clean version.
and clean versions,
Yeah.
exactly, radio versions.
Yeah, I got you. I got some songs ready right now.
Or
Yeah,
have
you
a
just
couple
need to
people
send
in
it,
the
and then
crew.
to every DJ
Better
you know,
DJs.
just send it to them.
I just know that like today,
they
in
play your
today's
music.
age, like I don't know the approach and the rules of engagement. Sometimes I don't know if I should just simply email you or send you a message with my music. I feel like sometimes it comes off as spam.
All three.
I like, you know.
Yeah.
But
I
if
be
that's
spamming
not what it
fools every
is, then
day.
I'll for sure do it. I just have never been the type of dude to like. I'm not trying to press
you could-
nobody to play my
yeah,
shit.
but
You
you
know?
could
You kind
also
of have to put
say-
it out there.
Just put it
Yeah,
out
you
there and just
probably
be like,
Yeah.
need to
because
just a
sometimes
little
we're all
bit.
so damn busy, and like it's nice to like just get it quick. And for me,
Just
at
put a
least,
little
I would love if
message.
you just send a message, be like, I know you're busy, send, or like to your DJs, I would do this, you know. But this is my new album. I would love you all to have it. Please play it if you like it.
You know
kinda
what?
thing,
I think really if you tap into who they are, really take a quick second to make like a specific message to the people themselves. I mean, I've done that with other things that I've been working on, and it really makes a difference on who puts it out and approaches it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even
put
if
it
it's
out
just
there.
real
Other people
simple,
too, but I'm
even
saying
if it's
also
real
DJs,
simple,
yeah.
like specific to who you're sending it to. You know,
Yeah.
really, I'd love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Love it if you know. Here's my music. If you ever feel like you'd like to play, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know. That's just how I.
It's
am.
just
No,
good to engage
that's-
with people.
that's-
Like
that's
that's how it is.
game
these
though, your
days,
talent,
you know?
huh?
I mean, that's.
And you already know that,
Yeah,
but
you-
it's
you
good
know
to get that, you know, that concrete word from somebody, you know, or just everybody telling you that's what you should do.
Yeah.
When you already know what you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Just to motivate you a little bit,
Yeah.
you know.
It's dope to know that because I feel like I come from like a upbringing where I like to have a relationship with people. You know, I don't think anyone owes me anything, so I don't feel entitled to someone playing my shit because they know of me or because I'm just an artist with good music. You know, I feel like having a dope relationship, you know, means a lot. But it's dope to know that like simply just having everything in the right format and sending a nice friendly message and this is my shit.
And even make it just easy. Be
Yeah.
like, cool. If they want to
Yeah.
download it, they do or they do not. Like, it's not like costing you anything. It's just-
Exactly.
and it's giving it to especially to DJs, because we'll play it if we like
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about
And-
putting together like a DJ, like a party where I'm just like where I cater some food and like have some DJs come.
No, that's
and
a
I
bright idea.
play-
That's a brilliant idea,
and I
dog.
play
like, for
music.
real. Like shit like that is smart.
Like I
you know
want to
what
do
mean?
shit like that, but like when I say I really want a relationship with people, like that's what I mean. Like I want to be able to like invite you.
You don't want to talk to some fool on the phone.
Yeah, nah,
Fuck that.
nah.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, it could kind of work against me sometimes because
Yeah.
I don't put myself out there as much because I'm not the type of person to run up on someone because I feel like they could do something for me. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It's like a
You just gotta work it, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's like my pops used to have to do that too back in the day.
We
Same
all need
thing.
people, man.
The same thing
So-
back in the 70s and the 80s or in the 60s when he was working it. The same story, just now in 2021. Got to keep on doing it, you know.
Yeah, I
Meeting
feel like
and greeting.
but like not just hit up every DJ, like know what they're doing, tap into what they're doing, where they're at.
Exactly.
Go see them maybe.
Yeah, make yourself seen.
Go to one of their
you know what I
things
mean?
like, oh, tight, I showed up, tag them on your story.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
bro,
mean?
all that.
And it really comes from supporting. Like none of it's gonna be like, let me send out a bunch of messages today, all the same thing. You know, if you're gonna do that, you better know every single person you're hitting up and be like, yo, what up? Can you hit this up? Like, you know, like today I did that. I sent it to a bunch of people, but it was like, hey, yo, you got a sec? You know, everybody I like know how I talk to them. So it's all about. I mean, you can't. It can't come from like a, I need to come up space, which is you're not trying to do that, obviously. You know, so I think you can't really go wrong with reaching out, knowing where someone's, you know, coming from, what they're working on, what they're doing, and then, you know, letting that be the introduction and working that. You know what I mean? And I don't mean working
It
in
does
like.
take time, though. I'm just saying with everybody.
If your intentions are right, man, and it's to build a network
you,
of
Yeah,
you
music,
come
people
off
know.
that
Yeah,
way. You're
no,
like
that's-
your energy is that. You know what I'm saying? If you leave a good message and tell people know you're out there hustling and grinding like that, you know, especially DJs. I'm saying as a DJ, whatever, I agree with you too, but that takes so much time, like thinking about all the people, and people have to know we all have lives, you know what I'm saying? And if you're doing, but you're an artist.
But
That's
if you're
like some
trying
of
to
the
do that, you
hardest
have to be out there
original
doing that,
artists.
though.
I'm a DJ. I play original artist music and make a living off that. You know what I'm saying? I get to play everybody's music. So that's why with me as a DJ, I want you to just give it to me. Like just make it easy for me and send me a message. For me, I don't know how other DJs, I don't know why a DJ would take that offensively or anything. Like just give it to them, like to make it easy, send a nice note.
Direct, not through the record pool.
Yeah, just make it easy. Yeah, like make it easy for us to get it, send a zip file, whatever. And like I would check it out, you know, that's how I would react. But everybody's different, you know. Just
You'll
you
have
know
it.
how
That's
people
dope.
are.
But it's dope to know the people who are willing to receive it like that. Because some people are like, before you even send it, I don't care who you are, make sure you send the Cash App too. Send a $50 Cash App for me to listen to it because I'm busy and I got shit to do. And if I open up your email, I'm taking away from something else I could be doing.
There's people that say that.
Yeah, in the city that you know, but I won't even go there. But like, there's people out here for real that.
Hey, then those are the people you don't deal with. You
Yeah.
deal with people like us, bro.
That-
Yeah.
Like
that's
this,
fact.
Yeah,
the
you don't-
podcast
Yeah.
is a perfect
We are
outlet
here
for
for,
people to
like,
hear your music, everything, everyone's story, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you're organic, it's organic. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you're not forcing nothing, you're not, you know, you just be out there doing what you do.
I think that's what you
It
need to
happens.
be. You need to be organic now in 2021 in the future. Because I think everybody's looking for that now, right?
It's all about network.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's all about network.
I
Yeah,
think
facts.
DJ Sin's getting much love nowadays because she is organic, you know, and down.
And she
real.
shows love. She like I feel like you
Yes.
go out of your way sometimes to show love,
Oh,
and that
thank
shit
you.
goes. I feel like that
Thanks.
goes a long, long, long way.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, like when I'm scrolling through people who I could be thinking of for anything, I'll be like, you know, what's DJ Sin on? You know, that's why when you
Right.
put it up, I'm like, oh, it's lit because I was just thinking about you for
Yeah.
this party July 10th that I want
Yeah.
you to be a part of and stuff. And so you
I'm
booked that
booked,
day.
Yeah.
She's busy.
And it's,
What you doing that day?
October.
She's doing 20 other gigs.
At night too?
Day and night.
Oh man.
Like late night?
Yeah.
Like how late? I mean,
Like-
we shouldn't be talking about this during a podcast. Like my booking and stuff. Like, but like 12.
Hey.
We'll
like,
talk about
October.
that
Well,
later.
let's talk later. We'll talk
No,
later.
that's
I could
good.
help probably with some stuff.
That's good, Miss Sin, though. That's perfect,
Yeah.
though.
It's lit.
You know? See?
A closing set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 4 o'clock in the morning. Wrap
oh,
it
no,
up.
not that late.
No, yeah,
like a 12
Oh,
to
you guys
1,
don't
11:30
stay,
to 1.
stay
Like
up
a
late
12.
like we used to?
Huh.
Okay. I remember going to after hours from 2 to 6 in the morning.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yep. Hey, you got any questions, Sin? Before we
I
end
just
this?
learned so much about you, and it's so impressive and like so cool to have learned so much about, and you're so cool, like what you've done.
Legend.
I'll stay
like-
For real.
humble, though.
I had respect for you
Nah,
before, but
it's
like
cool.
man,
It's tight. to
Well,
have
you've
you.
always
You're, like,
embraced me
pretty-
since we met, Sin, but I've been a fan of yours for a long time.
yeah. Well, thank
So-
you. I'm a
so-
fan too.
So I appreciate that.
yeah.
And this
cheers.
dude, too, Brother Joe.
No, I appreciate
Much
you, man.
love and respect, brother. So
Much love and
I
respect,
see
for real.
your grind from way back.
Been doing it
I
for a
respect
minute,
that.
bro.
I
Been
know
trying,
you've
you
been.
know.
That's
and-
why I was blessed to be on the store, and I got to say apologies earlier. You invited me earlier, you know, but I just
No, it's all good. Hey,
I wasn't ready to come through
COVID-
at that moment, you
COVID's
know.
a motherfucker.
But when you put your invitation out there to me,
You're always welcome here, bro. Whenever you want to come
I
by.
appreciate
You
it. I
got
love
some
this
shit
spot. Right
cracking.
on, Elvis.
You know what I'm saying? I even talked to you earlier, like, we were talking about Elvis. We're going to get a Lazy Sundays cracking. I was telling him if he wants to come in with Sin and do
Or-
half of the set, you know what I mean, on the Lazy Sundays, you know,
you
more
might
than
have to
welcome.
do
And-
that because I'm being really open about stuff now too.
Let's
Just
make it
because,
happen.
well, I'm like almost like saying I'm not on their level, but everybody's been hitting me up to DJ their parties too, and I didn't even say anything. So that's a blessing, you know.
Nah, well-
Everybody
it's
wants
like,
to party.
another level right now. Like, I'm like getting.
Oh,
like
you
I,
are.
I was in tears today. I was telling Joe, I can't even handle this. I'm like, I can't manage myself. It's like
Everybody
people want to party.
Yes.
And it's like I want to be able to help everybody. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like,
Help
it's
me.
hard. Yeah.
Help me, Sin.
All my DJ friends are like busy.
But
I
it
know.
feels good, you know. But I'm just like I want to be able to have
All
a
of
life
us.
too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
well,
I just love being able to do that for people.
I've had a lot of people, you know, on my timeline say, "Oh, DJ Sin's the best." DJ, and you are, Mama. You're
For sure, she
my
is.
gosh.
you're up there,
Yes.
Mama. So
She is.
I appreciate you. I love the way you mix. I appreciate how you blend
Thank
and
you.
do it. You know, it's
I think you
tight.
keep good DJs around you too. Like
Thank you.
from
Well,
the
you got
outside
to.
looking in, it seems like you
Yeah.
have a good relationship with other DJs too.
I do.
And I think it's
do.
dope. Like you, like it takes nothing away from what you do, and like that
Yeah.
attitude is like hella respected. Like,
Oh,
I
thank
would
you.
say though, that's been my relationship with all the
yeah.
the DJs in Denver, Colorado. You know,
Appreciate it.
especially like Jones and the Bums crew and everybody. I've got nothing but love from the DJs.
But that's fire though. Everyone's not like that, you know.
No, I've heard some stories, and I've maybe there might be a few haters across the way I've ran across, but ain't much, you know.
But when you securing who you are, none of that shit matters.
I don't matter.
You
No, I
know?
don't. I don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Hey, because
I
we going to
keep
keep
on
it
going.
pushing no matter what at the end of the
I keep
fucking
on,
day.
I keep on
Facts.
doing my thing. you know.
Regardless, bro.
No matter what, I'm gonna keep on doing it till the end, you know, till the wheels fall off.
Exactly.
Brother Joe.
You know what I mean?
You too, Sin.
Hey,
Do it forever, Mama.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
I'll be looking
I'm
forward
not
to
planning on
that.
stopping.
I know you're not stopping.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying.
you're already a legend in our current times, Mama. So I appreciate that.
gosh.
You know, and I look
Doesn't
up
make
to
me
that.
feel too
You
good.
inspire me. I always tell that to Miss Bella Scratch because she inspires me too.
yep,
Love
shout
the
out
way
She
Bella.
does everything.
Shout
Love you,
out.
Bella Scratch.
Yep.
Love you, girl.
You the
that
bomb.
that girl's like on
Wicca, wicca,
her
wicca.
own thing, you know, and taking it to the next level like every day. And I appreciate you for that. The OG Ricky O appreciates you and Bella. I love Nikki too, what she's doing over there. She's amazing, you know. So I love all the women that are doing stuff in right now and you know, putting their foot down and rocking the city.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's
Women
cool,
are
man.
powerful for sure.
Yeah, you are.
Women.
I love the ladies. I'm single again, newly single again, so I appreciate it.